Judith Makubabisi, that is their name. Currently, I'm at UNIMAC GIJ, University of Media Arts Communication, Ghana Institute of Journalism. And I'm a student journalist. Well, when it comes to what I like doing, I love to read, I love music so much, I love to write, I love to associate with people, I love to travel, but seriously, I'm not going anywhere yet. But I'm ready to go out. So I love to travel. When I watch it on telly, I'm so eager to go out one day.
Hello everyone, my name is Estella and I'm so glad to be in the chat chair today with...
Hi, I'm Judith Makubabisi.
I'm Gifty Gift.
Great. And we are part of the Speak the Word Audiobook Club, and we are discussing the amazing book written by Michelle McKinney-Hamlin called The Last 10%. So excited. So in case you're joining us for the first time, this book is available on Speak the Word Audio, and it is on sale for $6.99, which is about 80 CDs. I mean, getting a book now for 80 CDs is actually quite difficult. So 80 CDs, please download it. It's an amazing book. And just in case you don't know what has happened, we're going to do a quick review. So the book is about 4 friends. Adrian is one.
Yeah, Felicia
is another. Muriel, and then Tracy. And I think where we left off last time, Tracy is just done with men. She's sick and tired of men. She found her boyfriend cheating with somebody else, so she's really done with men. Adrian is facing a crisis. She's been married and now
she's a Christian and her husband is not.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
And something is going on with Felicia. So I think we should just pause right now. Felicia has just realized that her monthly cycle is a bit late. So let's listen to what happens and then we can start the conversation from there.
She lowered the toilet seat and sat, staring at the wand as if her gaze could will it to tell her something different from what she was feeling in her gut. She felt like she was in one of those TV commercials, except there was no smiling husband next to her waiting in hopeful anticipation. Oh God. She rolled her eyes to the ceiling. I know I don't talk to you often, but if you get me out of this one, I will. I promise.
She's done the test now.
She's done the test.
Which confirms it.
And it confirms, so she is pregnant. Mm-hmm. So, again, in case you didn't know, Felicia is one of the friends. She's been dating somebody. It doesn't seem like it's going quite well, and she's found out that she's pregnant. So, big snafu in her life. But, I mean, what do you think? I mean, it's today, in today's world, okay, you're not married. Is it a big deal?
It is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, if you're not married, yes, and you're sleeping around. Well, I think that for Christians, it's a big deal.
Okay.
Because the Bible tells us to get married first, and the Bible tells us that the married bed is undefiled. But whoremongers, God will judge. So it's very important that as a Christian, you are married. Then, as the audiobook was saying, she was hoping that there will be a husband standing by her with both of them waiting to see what the text is saying, and they are going to be excited about it. And there was no one there. Because men are not always sure. Yes, men desire women at any time, any woman, but it doesn't mean that they want to marry you. It doesn't mean that. So therefore, he's not there. He's not present there. You see, and he's totally even unaware. Okay, so yes, as if you're a Christian, then it's better to be married first.
It was interesting though, listening to Felicia as she went through the motions. So here she's pretty, well-to-do. She's, educated. She's got a good job as, I think, an interior designer. Yeah. And so it was just interesting listening to all of the things that she was thinking. Like, oh my goodness, I'm pregnant, but I have houses to decorate. I've got things to do. Not saying that this would have been any of us, but let's say it was. what happens when you're in that moment where something drastic, something that has not fit into your idea of perfect, right? The idea of how things are supposed to be, as you said, she found out she was pregnant, she was ugly. What do you do when you're in that moment?
So me personally, if I found myself in a situation like that, where I'm looking at the family I come from, because she is saying that now Tracy will have the leverage to bluff on her, saying that the parents will know that she's always the good person. So with this one, you're going to look like the black sheep in the family. So when you find yourself in a situation like that where you are not prepared for, you feel that it's a bad thing, and therefore you may try to do something that's like, well, personally, I'll cry. I'll hide from my friends because this is something that I'm not prepared for. Whilst others are moving here and there, enjoying themselves, I'm just at one corner, stuck with a pregnancy without a father. So I'll just cry. That's all I can do. I find myself in
at least
let's keep it real. The tears will flow. Yes, the tears will flow.
Yeah. So yes, well, I don't know why she should cry. It's obviously a blessing to be pregnant. So it's just the fact that she doesn't have anyone to share it with, at least her husband. But she has friends, you see. And then I also like the fact that she prayed. So when you're in trouble, I think the first thing to do is to pray. To let God know about it. Let God know how you feel. Peradventure, God can save you. But we all know that pregnancy is a thing that once you are, that's it. You receive the fruit of it. So but at least she knew she had to go to God first. Yes, before trying to start before trying to start contacting her friends, which is also a very good thing that she did. After God, you still have friends. God has given us, human beings to be our sisters, our friends, our brothers, and family. And it's good to share these things as much as possible. Yeah.
So in the book, it was interesting. As you said, after she prayed, and some people would say, well, was that really a prayer? It was like, oh God, please help me. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. But was it? Okay.
It's a prayer.
It's a prayer.
The thing is, it would have been nice. Well, if she was a Christian before and she knew God. So it looks like she knew about God, but she didn't receive God as a personal savior so that she knows to go by the Bible. So it's just it's not too late. It's a little too late. It's a baby she may have, but at least now she's going to know God. So that's the good thing about it.
She didn't pray. Because she said, oh God, if you do this for me, I promise. So you are in trouble before you know there is a God. Why didn't you make God the Alpha from the beginning?
Exactly.
Now that you're in trouble, you are calling on him. But God is just a loving Father. No matter the circumstance, he will always come back to us.
He always gives us grace. Definitely. But so let me see. So she turned to her friends. So she picks up the phone and she thinks about who do I call first, and then she decides to call Adrian, right? And so it's really interesting the way that she turned to friends. And there was, I think in the book, there's actually a verse, Proverbs 18, verse 24. There are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. Excellent. Yeah. And so she called on her sisters. But it's interesting, each one of them, I think.
Nobody picks up.
No one picks up, but she's literally analyzing who to call and what their response is.
Yes.
Has that ever happened to you? Like, you know that you're calling somebody.
You know exactly what they're going to say.
If I call this one they will say, they'll say this. Oh, maybe I should call. Yeah, has that ever happened to you? What do you think?
Well, it has happened to me before. So when you are in a circle of association, you know the kind of people you are dealing with. There are some friends in your life, you know that these people, they are judgmental. You know that this one is there. He or she doesn't care. She always comforts you no matter where you find yourself. And you know this person, you know there's another one who will not judge you, will not comfort you, but will sell you out. So when you find yourself with friends like this, you know who to call. The first person is the one who comforts you. So I had a friend, he passed away, that no matter what I do, if I call him, he will not judge me, he will just comfort me and give me the head up to go for it. Nothing. But there's another friend that when I call him and tell him I'm dead, I'll become the most stupid person of what I've done, whether it was intentionally or not intentionally. I'll become a stupid person. So I don't call those people. I always call them when I have solved the problem with that friend who comforted me or gave me the head up to go.
Okay. Well, still along that line, then, the same way that the person that you're dead, as you said, that's not the person you call first time, right? And so in the book, when Felicia went through all her analysis and she called all her friends and none of them picked up, what did she decide to do? She said, you know what? I'm just going to keep this with me for some time. So this is heavy news, as we said. You know, even though she has a lot going for her in life, right now she's unprepared. Yes, right? She's not prepared. So what's the danger of keeping a secret like this?
It can go crazy. Sometimes it's not good to keep secrets or big things, not secrets, but big news like this. You know, it's because you keep playing it and replaying it in your mind, and you're not speaking to anyone, so it can affect you psychologically. Yeah, psychologically it can affect you. So it's better to find someone to tell, even if a doctor or a counselor or your pastor. You don't have to just only stay with them, your friends. But I'd like to say that
Robert G, in this Ghana, I don't know about you, but there have been some instances where I've shared things and, you know, Ghana tends to be very small. Somebody's aunt is connected to somebody, you know, and it's a bit worrying. I totally understand Felicia in her, I don't think she's ready. If she's called her 4 friends and none of them picked up, I totally understand her deciding, okay, let me just keep quiet about it. Because it can be dangerous. I mean, maybe the first friend you speak to is not going to share anything. But then maybe out of concern, they share it with, I don't know, their husband.
And what will happen if they do?
They're sharing with their husband.
What will happen if everybody knows?
I mean, you just said in the beginning, you said that, oh, she's not married. It's a big deal.
Okay.
Especially if you're a
But
Christian.
then it's going to show anyway.
It will, but this is early days. So it's always interesting because it's easy for us to read. And this is why I like this book, because we can read and have our own thought processes. But then if you are in that position, it might be a completely different situation.
I would like to say that friends are the family that we choose. Friends are the family that we choose. Because obviously our families were given to us by God.
Yeah.
But when we choose friends, this is my friend, this is my friend, that's the family that you would have chosen if you were allowed to choose your own family. You see, so friends are very important and you must tell them.
Any thoughts about that?
Well, I don't see anything wrong with keeping secrets. I don't.
Okay.
When you find yourself with friends that you know that they have big mouth, it's better to keep your secret to be safe. But then also, when you keep that secret without letting anybody know, it brings depression. So
right.
Sometimes it is good to keep secret, because even married couples, it's not everything you can tell your spouse. So I don't have any problem with keeping secret. But when you keep the secret, that will lead to depression, and it will lead to isolation, where you have to isolate yourself from your friends because of that secret. That is where it becomes bad. But personally, I don't see anything wrong with keeping secret.
Okay, well, we have 2 different points of view. We really have to listen to the book and find out what she has to say. Because the other thing too is such a big piece of news.
The news of devastation.
Isn't it? Well, it's news that she has to process. She has to think about it. So, I mean, yes, she just realized that her period was late. She just took the test. This is news that she has to digest herself. She has to really think about it. So we definitely need to continue reading to find out what else happens. And so let's just see. I'm so excited that we can continue to read on or listen on and find out what happens next. So please, this is the Speak the Word Audiobook Club. you can join too. In fact, you can actually record your own viewpoints. We'll put down at the bottom where you can send your views to. But please join our book club. I mean, in this digital world, everyone can participate. So remember, the book is The Last 10%. It's on sale right now for $6.99. And hopefully you can join us next week with your own opinions as well and be part of our club. Thank you.
What can I say about the last 10%, except you just gotta listen to it. It's so well written and read. I was tempted to just actually listen to it all at one sitting. The story is compelling, and it's so visually written almost. You can see the people.
By the time she reached the table and sat in her chair, she completely unraveled before she could even squeeze out a hello. Finally, lifting a tear-stained face from her hands, she gazed into their faces. She reached out a hand to place on top of Tracy's and held it silently. What did he do this time? No, she held up her hand. Let me guess. Another woman, right?
There's a sisterhood that you feel jumping out of those pages or those words, I guess. Inspiration in your ears is what it is. And it's inspirational because it's so well grounded. You know, the women are you and your friends. Been there, done that. There's nobody who's holier than thou or more virtuous. There's nobody whose life hasn't got issues. So this is a novel about living in today's world as a single woman with a man, without a man, with the wrong man, looking for the right man, with the man you think is the right man, and then discovering maybe it's not. It's just the things we all face.
Are you seeing someone else? I said I was working. Oh, don't play me. You're a plastic surgeon. Don't tell me the beauty business keeps you out this late at night unless you're having a late-night consultation. The phone rang, but she already had the receiver in her hand, wondering who would be calling this time of night. Is Ron there? Excuse me? Adrian was taken aback by a woman's voice on the other end of the line. Is Ron there? Who may I say is calling? Amber, his assistant. Hold on one moment. She answered Ron's unspoken question. It's Amber.
Every one of us either is or knows one of those women in that circle. And this is a novel that teaches you how to keep the bonds of sisterhood and stay grounded in your faith with real joy and humor. With real joy and humor that'll keep you going and committed to yourself and your faith and your friends and the real value of the way we live our lives as Christian women.
According to the latest statistics, the only places that have eligible men left are China, Alaska, and Utah. Unless you're looking for a man 65 or over, then you can go to Nevada. Think about it, Muriel.
So, listen to The Last 10%, especially if you think you might be one of them.
Join the Speak the Word audio book club on our website, Facebook, and Instagram.
Speak the word, speak the word, speak the word.